then we'll get started on everything. And the podcast is called The Life Coach. And I forget what her name is. I'm trying to pop it up right now. But anyhow, the topic that she was talking, it's called the Life Coach School Podcast. I don't know if you guys can see that, but she's amazing. So she has this really, really great content. And one thing that she talked about today, her podcast was called Believing Hard. And she talks about, Brooke, she talks about within there, like she talks about how you have to believe in something when it is against all odds. And you have to believe in it so strongly that there is no other option. And she gives this scenario about how she's been building this business, and all year she has been like $1 million in revenue, $1 million in revenue, $1 million in revenue. And it was like in her head, like $1 million in revenue. And it seemed impossible. It seemed totally like out there, but she started talking present tense to it. And I think that this is such a key element, is really saying to yourself in the present tense what you want, and actually doing the things, those acts that make you feel like you are already where you want to be. So saying things like, I am an emerald coach. I am a success starter. I am a diamond coach. I am whatever it is. I am $500 a month earner. Whatever that truth is, you have to speak it as if you already are it. And then she talks about having like 2 stick figures, right? And one stick figure is where you are, and the other stick figure is like the person you want to be. And although your current situation and all the current things that are happening and all the current reasons why you think you can't be successful might seem like the most important, might see the one that's like in front of your face, you have to stay focused on where you want to go, not where you are. So are you believing hard in how you're going to end this month? Are you believing hard that you have the ability to maybe not have the perfect conversations, but to convert because of what you believe? Do you have that belief that you not only can be successful in this business, but you can help other people succeed in what they are doing as well? I am asking you to really think about your end of the month, not where you are, but where you see yourself going, where you see yourself ending, how it's going to feel to celebrate that success club, how it's going to feel to have a record-breaking month, how it's really going to feel when you hit that goal and have that vision so strong in your mind that you are going to take all of the actions needed to be successful, so that when you end the month, you are going to say, I couldn't do anything more. I know in our team page and in the Dream Team coach page, Melanie posted a video, and I will never forget her posting this like years ago, the first time she posted it. And she talks about Success Club. And she talks about how if you end the month at SC4, you're giving it the bird. Like you are giving your business the bird. You are basically flipping it the finger, and you are saying, oh, well, next month. And I know that sounds really, really harsh, but ending at 4 is ending when you're right there before it gets really, really good. And it's when you back off and you think, I'll just do it next month, that you lose that momentum. Do everything in your power right now, tonight, while these ladies are helping me with this call, to go exactly where you want to end the month. So you can say, no matter what, on the 1st of next month, you couldn't have done more. So tonight, I'm going to do some quick shout outs, and I really thought about talking about the specials for next month and giving you a heads up, but we're not there yet. Like, we are in July still, so I'm not even going to worry about it. So just real quick, couple of shout outs, because I absolutely have to do this because I'm really, really proud of you guys. Tonight we're doing a power hour. Ronnie, Joe, and Megan are going to help, but please give a huge internet high five, shout out, raise the roof to our new Team Emeralds. We have 4 this week, so super, super proud of these ladies for advancing their business. We have Amanda, Kathleen, Haley, Karen, and I know we have so many coaches that are right there. So if you guys could in the chat bar just give them a hey, congratulations. I also know that we have a couple of coaches who are like a spit away from diamond. And so I want you guys to just cheer on our coaches who are working towards diamond, who are moving their business forward, who are doing everything in their power to not just end the month strong, but build that momentum for August, all right? So new emeralds, congratulations. Also, we added 18 coaches to the team. Not at our 50, but we are getting there. We're moving forward. So proud of you guys. Please also give a shout out to Kathleen for 2 coaches this week. This is Monday to Monday. So if you sign coaches Monday to Monday. Megan Morrison was our top recruiter. 3 new coaches this week, and Donna Burrick. And I have to shout out Tiffany, because I actually know that this is Tiffany, who's one of those who is working so hard towards that diamond. So absolutely have to shout her out as well, because I know how hard she is working. Lastly, KB, I am going to have more information for you tomorrow. But Brittany and Katie T and I, they gave me this idea, and I think we're going to give it a go to do this amazing sort of push accountability group that isn't necessarily towards a goal, but we're going to do lots of prizes. We're going to do a really, really fun buy-in, and we are just going to party so hard next month throughout August, and I'm so excited to share with you because they had such a great experience doing this after Summit, and that we're going to bring it to the KB. So be on the lookout tomorrow for a post about an accountability group. Does that sound good? All right, so in the chat bar, I want to know, are you making SC your non-negotiable? I need you to give me a hell yes, absolutely no doubt about it, Katie. Whatever it is that you are feeling about SC tonight, I want you to bring your fire to every post. I want you to bring your fire to every conversation. And I want you to say, no matter what, you are not going down without a hell of a fight, okay? So I'm a little fired up tonight because you guys know this was a tough month for me, and guess what's happening right now? All of that work that I have been doing all month, it's starting to happen. It's starting to happen. I'm sending out those links and I'm moving. And guys, it is because you guys are pushing me. This momentum is what matters. So we're gonna push this tonight, all right? Who is ready to work? Raise your hand, because I do well with visuals. All right. We're in. Okay, so I'm gonna kick it off. I'm gonna share with you guys my message, my inbox. I don't know if everything's all pretty, but I'm gonna show you guys a couple of messages that I did tonight in regard to follow-ups, and then I'm gonna tell you what I do for my IG follow-ups too. So first things first, I'm gonna share my screen, and I think that I have messages. I really apologize if you guys are gonna see my messy inbox. All right, so I have a couple places I work with. Can you guys see this, by the way? Okay, all right, so first I'm gonna show you what I did, and then I'm gonna show you how I responded. I am not worried about what anyone says back to me yet, okay? But I am going to show you how I went about this. So I've been posting a couple places. I posted on my personal page, and so today I went back to a post that I did this weekend, and it was about how I was a professional caller outer, right? And so I went through this, and every single person that liked my post that isn't a coach or enrolled as a coach or someone I think is a coach, I went through and I messaged them. So where you guys see this, I'll just give you an example. All I did was I clicked on them and I clicked message, and it pops up, okay? So I'll walk you through a couple of these. Message. Okay, so I'll walk you through a couple of what I said, all right? Oh, she messaged me back, so hold up. I'm gonna come back to that. All right, because I wasn't ready for that. Okay, so this is what I said to Jennifer. I said, hey, Jennifer, just wanted to reach out to you really quick. I actually saw you liked a post of mine the other day about my days as a teacher and as a professional caller outer. I wasn't sure if you were being super sweet or if you actually wanted to start working with me as your coach. I would love to know more about your goals. I know we kind of went back and forth about a month ago, so I kind of insert something personal there. Maybe if we've had like conversation before, maybe if we've done, you know, a group together in the past, or we haven't worked together in a while. I do something like that. Let me know tonight or tomorrow morning. I give it a timestamp. so that they know that I'm saving a spot for them and I need to know kind of like as soon as possible. Let me know if that interests you. So that's sort of a sample of one that I did, and I didn't know she was messaging me back, so let me see. This is another one. Same thing, I basically said to her. Trying to think if I have another one. Oh, trying to think. This one was a little bit different because it was a guy, and I noticed that he has actually liked a couple of my posts, but I don't really know him. I think it's a mutual with Mike. So I just kept this one super simple. I said, hey, thank you so much for the like on my post about what I do as a coach. And this is where I actually said, is this something you too have thought about? And then I just ended with the question, how are you? Okay, so what I want you guys to do right now is I am gonna give you guys 10 minutes. I want you to go backpedal through your posts. I haven't gotten to IG yet. I'll do that in a minute. Actually, I guess I could walk you through IG now too. I want you to go through your posts, and I want you to look for the people who made eye contact with you. And I want you to have a conversation with them. I want you to just message them. I want you to ask them like, hey, thank you so much for liking my post, for commenting on my post, for whatever it might be. Is this something that you are interested in learning more about? I would love to share and hear more about your goals. Something that sounds like you. Does that sound good? Hold on, let me get to my chat bar. What if you have already done this? All right, Rachel, if you have done this, have you gone through your like page and have you messaged the new people who have liked your page? Okay, so, and this one said no, she can't right now because she is having some back issues. So I just said, do I have permission to follow up with you next month? So every time somebody says a no, I always end with, can I follow up with you next month? Does that make sense? All right, 10 minutes, let's do that. If you have already done this, so Rach said she already did this, go, if you own a business or a like page, I want you to go into your like page and I want you to message new people who have liked your page. If you have already done this, start doing your friend requests. So that is connecting with people in some way. So if you're in a mom group, you're connecting with a couple of moms. You're in some way connecting with people, all right? 10 minutes. So 9:23. Cool? All right. I'll mute this for you. And unmute, if you guys have any questions or get stuck on anything, unmute it and I can walk. Hey, Nora. Yeah, we're here. We're doing our power hour. We're doing the first 10 minutes. Okay, so Rachel, and what we're doing is we're going back through our posts, and anyone who has liked or has commented, we are going back and like thanking them for liking our post and just letting them know that they're invited to what we're doing. As for, okay, so Rachel, the comment that you wrote about Beverly, I actually, if somebody just likes my page, I just start with a general like, hey, how are you? What brings you to my page? So the first like actual interaction I have with them is usually really, really general. But if they did like a post, like if they've actually liked a post, that is where I actually like have a conversation with them. So the same type that I had on my personal page, I'll do on my like page as well. Yeah. Okay. So, and then Nora, I hope you can hear okay. Perfect. We're going to go about 3 more minutes. What's up, Katie?
I have a question.
Sure.
When you were saying about your messages that you send, do you include that timestamp thing within your first response to them?
Oh yeah. So if you've ever read Go Pro by Eric Worre, this is like the one tip that always stuck out with me. Anytime I send an email or anytime I actually send a message, I say to them like, hey, let me know tonight when you have a free second. And I usually, or by tomorrow morning, when you have a free minute. So I always give them that timestamp too. And I really try to tell them like how many spaces I have open for it. I don't always do that, but usually by like the second or third conversation, I'm like, hey, I have 2 spots open. I really want to save one for you because I know how much, you really talked about like wanting to lose weight or whatever it might be.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, so Nora, totally cool if you're new. So first of all, welcome. Second of all, a like page is just considered a business page. If you're just starting, you can totally start your business on your personal page. Some of the coaches on here, they do have a business page as well as a personal. So they're just doing it on either fronts. You're welcome. Okay. All right, let's take about 2 more minutes just to finish this up. How are you guys feeling about those messages? Remember, anytime somebody likes something, it's just eye contact. Like I always think of it as just eye contact. So if somebody's liking something on your page, look at it like eye contact. They are giving you the go ahead to start a conversation with them, okay? Okay, so the next one that I do is on IG. And this one is super simple. And then I'm gonna give it to Ronnie Joe. So first of all, if you are in your stories, right? So you have all of your stories, and I always do a poll. Every day you will see me do some type of poll. The poll is my way of getting them to interact with me in some way. I either do a poll or I do a question. So today I did one where I was working out, and I just talked about how often I would like blame situations instead of just owning why I wasn't getting results. And then I said, okay, are you ready, or show me details, right? So then I have the people who have voted, and what I'll do is I have my poll open, and then I have this one girl, her name's, it looks like Tanya, and I am going to send her a message by clicking like the 3 icons at the very, very top. I don't know how well you guys can see this. It's so hard. But at the icons at the very, very top, when you press on someone's page, will give you like the list of things to do, right? So it will say like block, report, hide your story, copy, or send message. So I'll click send message. And instead of just typing something else, I will hold down the camera and I will send a video. Okay. So I'm actually going to do this right now. And it looks like I looked at it and I was like, okay, I've sent her a message before and it says, can't wait to hear from ya. And I never heard from her. So I will say something like this. Hey, Tanya, it's Katie. So I know that I noticed that on your poll, the poll I did today, you actually said that you were interested in sending or having more details sent your way. So when you get a free second, I cannot wait to hear from you. Can you shoot over your email so I can get that out to you? Hope you're good. That's it, okay? So it was awkward and I screwed it up like totally. Like I sounded like a complete idiot, but it's okay because I totally went live and did it, right? So now I want you to do the same thing. If you had a poll today, go back and answer them and get their emails. If you did not do a poll, do one, like right now. So set one up where there's some type of call to action. Like where you might say, I don't know, Megan, do you have any like ideas like for what to invite to? Like, hey, I have 8 spots left, and you fill in the names a little bit like on your IG of the people who have joined your group. And then you say, this spot is open for you. And then you have a poll that says, save it for me or sign me up now. So 2 positives, right?
If you actually go look at my Instagram, when did I did it last night, so I don't know if it's up there. But
by the way, why did you stop showing up for me?
Me?
Yeah, I have to like go and search you out now.
Did you unfollow me?
No. But I noticed my likes changed. Like my engagement changed.
It is still up there, but I think I did it around this time last night. But I did an end of summer boot camp. And I did it just on Canva. But you'll see at the end, like I went through and I said early enrollment starts today. I put 5 spots. Are you ready to rock with me or something?
Yeah, that's.
Are you with me? And then I put sign me up, friend, or this is my time. So I always give 2 positive answers. But I'm the same like Katie. Like my poll every day gives me my hey girls for the next day.
Yeah.
So I'm always doing a poll, and if my IG name's just my full Megan Blinka that you see on here, but you can go check it out. That is the type of stuff that I constantly do because it just makes the messaging so much easier later.
And I would say too on your stories, like they don't have to be anything fancy. You can be really unfiltered on there. Just show your personality on there. Just be yourself. You can do the Canva images, but you don't have to. You have the opportunity on there to like just type as well. Like you can actually just, instead of like putting a picture up, you can just put type up and you can use that too. What if no one answers the polls? Then you just do it again and act like 20 people answered it. And then the other thing is, Callie, use hashtags and hide your hashtags. So I will use like 10 hashtags, like deck hockey mom, deck hockey mom of boys, mom of 2 boys. I will use hashtags that aren't necessarily like, you know, mom of boys, which is really, really like a big one. I'll use mom of boys with 2 blue hearts, and it's less, but I'll be seen with that by people who follow that hashtag, okay? So I use those hashtags. You can use up to 10 hashtags. I hide the hashtags, and it impacts the number of people who follow me because they are following me for my story. And to hide the hashtags, you just shrink them and then slide them over. Yeah, you shrink them, slide them over. It's like a little dance. Yeah. And yeah, you know what? Like I've done polls where I have like weird, creepy people answering my polls. Or I'll just have like random like coaches who are like, I'm so sorry I answered your poll. I'm already a coach. And I'm like,
yeah, like if I look back at mine that answered mine from last night, like half of them are already coaches or current customers, but it's still like the more people that answer it, the more it's still good. And like I did a poll today just on a recipe, like, do you want this recipe? It'll allow me to message all those people who are like, heck yes. Now if it's a coach, I'll send them the link to my blog. Here's the recipe, enjoy it. But if it's not a coach, I'm going to send them the recipe and be like, this is one of my favorite healthy alternatives to pizza. We loved our zucchini bites. You know, are you on a health and fitness journey too? So a simple recipe poll of do you want this recipe can turn into, do you want my help? So that is like, if you did a poll every day of join my group, people are going to be like, oh my God, that girl's going crazy. But you want them to interact on your page. So give them more to interact on, as in recipes, or are you struggling today too, or whatever it is.
Yep. Agreed. Okay. So how do you hide the hashtags? A positive where people can't officially say no to me all the time works best. I need to be better about my polls daily. Yeah. And I find that like on the days, I haven't done this in a week and I noticed my following dropped. I used to do a question of the day. And it was really, really like a very simple question. It was nothing like fancy, like Saved by the Bell or Family Matters, right? Like, and you would have to say which one. And people love that. And then I just stopped doing it, not for any reason, but I just kind of plumb forgot. And I found my following was going up when I was doing that. So just kind of keep those clues. Like, when do you notice you have higher engagement, and keep with what they want, right? It's okay if people don't answer stuff. The other thing you can do is if people follow you more on your actual IG page, just having like referencing to IG stories, and in IG stories, I often reference back to IG because it's almost like two different platforms. When you save a list of people viewing your story, where the heck does it go? I don't know what you mean, Megan. What do you mean by save a list?
Okay, so you go into your stories, and when you're viewing, that list of people that's there, and let's say like I had my poll, or I had the one post that kind of finished out a series that I had done, and I wanted to see all the people that had followed me up to that series, but I couldn't get back to them right then. There's that little button that you can save the list of people, and it says saved. But I don't know where the heck it saves it to.
Well, I've never done that, but do you know how to go back to your stories, like after 24 hours?
Like to save it as a highlight, like to have it as a highlight?
No. Just like if you want to like see like, okay, well, what did I do last week at this time that was like.
No. How do you do that?
Okay, so if you go into your profile page, so like your very front page, and it's like, your IG page, right? And then you click on the bars on the upper right-hand top side, and it comes up Insights. Do you see where I am? And then you click Content, and it says Feed, Post, or Stories. Click See All, and then you have all of your posts from like whenever.
You've just blown my mind.
You're welcome. I love you so much. I love you so much.
That archive tool that Katie showed, like I go into my archives all the time and reuse them. Like if I don't keep them on my camera roll, I'll go back and see like which polls really worked well, and I'll save them down. And just when you save it down, it just saves the image, so you can add text over top, add a new poll response.
Yeah.
And reuse it. Like when we were launching 2B, I think I did a poll for 2B like every 3 days, and I would often just use whatever I had. If I already like made it look good and added text of what it was, I just save them down. And like if you looked at that end of summer boot camp one that I did here, I actually went and I used it as like a summer kickoff one back in June, and I changed it from summer kickoff to end of summer and used the exact same stuff.
Yeah. Simple. Work smarter, not harder. We'll hack for you, Megan. You're welcome. We love you. Okay. Cool. No, Kate, you don't suck at this. Stop. You're amazing at this. It takes time too. You're not going to learn it overnight. I mean, we're still learning it. We went from Facebook like pages to IG, and it's an adjustment. So, but anyways, that's how I answer on my polls. So I actually hold the phone down and I take a picture, like a video of me talking to them. That's what I do when I respond to stories. And then I'll often go back and I'll just say like, hey, did my video go through okay? Just wanted to make sure. Easy enough, right? And don't take it personal if somebody doesn't respond. I would say like 1 in 20 respond to me. I don't always get a lot of responses with it. Cool. All right, I'm gonna have Ronnie Joe go give you guys her follow-ups. All right, Ronnie Joe, you are up.
Okay, real quick, I kind of want to touch on what you just said because I did this before and it was mind-blowing how easy it worked. Is that whole video thing that you just said that you did. I actually had a challenger one time, very skeptical about it, but kept asking questions. So I just opened up my Beachbody On Demand while I was chatting with her and just videotaped just a quick roll through of what Beachbody On Demand was. And as soon as I did that, she was sold. I didn't realize it was so much stuff. So just those little nuggets like that, we assume they understand what we're talking about when we talk about Beachbody On Demand. And some people have no idea what we're talking about. They're kind of just that doesn't sound like it's for me, until they see it and see how much is actually there. Then they're like, oh, okay, So sometimes just those little bit further really goes a long way. So that's an idea.
Wait, one more thing on those before you move on. With those videos, if you don't personalize the name and you say, hey girl in it, you can forward that video or save the video down. So let's say you make a poll and you had 10 people respond to it, like that video Katie did. She can go back into her messages, save the video, although she personalized it, so that one wouldn't necessarily work. But generally speaking, if it was new people, you could save the video down, send that video out to all the people who responded to your poll, and then go back and add some text if you needed to add anything on a personal level. But it's just another time-saving thing. All right, I'll stop now. Go ahead, Ronnie Jo.
Yeah, love that. Okay, so I think I do my follow-ups a tad different than most people, but I just kind of want to tell you guys what I do, because for some reason following up and inviting are the two things that that I'm not afraid of at all. I'm ruthless when it comes to it. So to start with, I heard this when I first started coaching, and I live by it, and I always tell my coaches how many times I do it, and they're I don't even understand how you're following up that much. But I always follow up every 12, 24, 42, and 72 hours with every single person that I reach out to, because if I reach out to somebody and they want more information and they ghost me right away, I'm going to reach out to them again, and then again, and then again. And basically for the entire week, they're going to hear from me, and I'm going to give a little bit more time in between, but I always go with that 12, 24, 48, and 72 hour time window. And usually by the 72 hour mark, I get yeses out of them. So if after, if you send a message and then they ghost you and then they ghost you again, don't think they've just ghosted you forever. Keep going. And then I guess how my follow-ups kind of go, and it kind of goes off of what Katie just had us do from the beginning, but you guys can kind of take what you want out of here. But I'm just going to kind of read you 3 different of my favorite follow-ups that I do that always gets traction back to me. So my likes on my posts, so this is exactly what we just did, but just for some more ideas for future, I typically just say hey girl, I thank you so much for all the love and support you've showed on my recent posts. It's always hard to be so vulnerable, and I totally appreciate the love. I also just want to take a moment to personally invite you to join me on my upcoming group. Would you be interested? Because I really have been thinking a lot about you. So something like that, and they just feel like they've been thought about, and it makes them want to come back. So that's one of my favorite follow-ups, and that always gets conversation started, because if nothing else, even if they ignore my question, they always come back and they're you're so welcome. I couldn't imagine doing what you're doing. It would be so scary. And then that can either take you into what are your goals? What are you doing if they answer the final question? Or then we can turn that into a coach invite with that conversation. Another follow-ups for my stories, what I always do is I go through my stories and I watch and I see okay, I had, let's say 218 people start watching my stories. By the very last one, I have 189. I literally just go through and see okay, they're a challenger, I mark them off. Everybody that I have that isn't a challenger or isn't a coach, I write their names down. And then I go and I send them a message and I just say, hey girl, I totally see you silently watching my stories. I was wondering if you'd be interested in learning more about what my accountability groups are all about. If my stories are basically like fitness related or health related or just like my life in general. If I've done a lot of coaching in my posts, in my stories, and I see that they've stayed on through my entire coach invite through my stories, then I just tweak that a little bit and I just say like what I do as a coach. And that every time I'll get, I mean, you figure if I'm saying there's 189 people, of those 189 people, how I tweak it per person. And I too do like the videos and like voice messages to them, depending on if it's Instagram or Facebook. They'll always come back and either say I'm not interested or, you know, send me more information. But I mean, not everybody's going to respond. You're going to get ghosted. So I would say of that, I'll get a good chunk of people that want more information. And then from there, I can send them. I never get into like money with them or anything like that. I have just emails for every type of person that I'm talking to, depending on like my group or, you know, what the program launch, whatever it would be. I typically have some sort of email. And then with that, I'll send that email out and then I'll wait the 12 hours. And then I just go back to them. I'm like, I was just wondering, just checking in to see if you had a minute to read over that email I just sent you. I did go ahead and reserve you a spot, but I just wanted to check in to see if you're ready to get signed up and if you had any questions, because I'm so excited to have you. And, you know, just let them think that there is this one spot left and it's golden and you're going to have to move on if they don't take it. People need like to know that it's like reserved for them. So don't be afraid to like use things like that. And another thing that I always do in my stories too, just going back to that real quick, is I like to make a little notepad and then I put like, I had for like Live 4, I started out that I was like, I only have 10 spots. Well, then I filled those 10 immediately. So I'm like, oh, this just in. I was able to open up to 15 and then those filled up. And then I was like, oh, actually I can do 20. And I just kept filling it and people were like, oh my gosh, there's 5 more spots. Can I get on that? You have to like create that excitement. And then the number one thing that I always say back to people who totally, completely ghost me is I just say, hey girl, I really, really hope I didn't offend you. I know that I am truly passionate about this, and sometimes I come off a little bit strong. So I hope I didn't freak you out. I hope I haven't offended you in any way. I hope that you're still out there and you're still interested in this because I'm so excited to get you ready. Every single time you pull that card that you think that you've offended them, people don't want you to think you've offended them. They will respond every single time. So I always, always, always pull that at my 72nd hour and they always respond back. So even if they end up being no's, at least then they'll come back and just say no. So then you know you can move on for now. And then you just put them on a follow-up list for in a couple months or whatever. Or they come back like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You know, life got busy, but let's sign up. Every single time you will get a response out of them. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do for follow-ups. Does that help anybody? Or questions about that? Oh, I like that. Megan, what you say, I don't want to be a fly on the wall that you swap, but I know how bad you want to join my group. Oh, I really want to use that. I like that.
No, that's good. When Megan starts talking, though, do you mind typing that up so people can copy it sort of in like?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. All right. Ryan, Joe, you got anything else for us?
No, that's what I got for follow-ups.
Perfect. All right, Megan, you're up with the last, what we were going to talk about for tonight.
All right. So, I mean, just reiterating, follow-ups, honestly, are like where 90% of my business comes from. Every now and then you'll get that person who's like, I want to join your group. And you're like, okay, here it is. And they're like, okay, I'll buy it. And then you're done. But that's super rare. So whatever Ronnie Joe posts in this comment of like ideas for follow-up, save those down. I have a running thread that is in my notes section of it's synced to my phone and my computer. And anytime I see a really good follow-up, I grab it and I save it because there's so many different ways to follow up, different times. It depends if it's your first follow-up, second follow-up, but you'll get more comfortable when you just look at it. Like if they tell you no, nothing changes. If they ignore you, it doesn't hurt. And just know that like most of my business is built on like the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh follow-up that happens. So super key. But what I am going to talk about now is referrals. So another way that you can build your business is on referrals. And there's a couple different ways that you can talk about it. And I think it happens, like it works best when you do both, from a post publicly in your challenge group, what the follow-up or what the referral is, and then also message people. And, you know, I think of how I loved my challenge group. And if I had decided not to become a coach, I still would have told everybody about it because I loved it. So obviously it's great when your challengers become coaches because they're the best product of the product you can ask for. But some of them aren't going to want to be a coach, but some of them will happily refer all of their friends to you. I have a girl who I would love for her to be a coach. I think she would be phenomenal, but she has no desire. She is not interested. We've had that conversation, and she's not even a discount coach. She pays full retail for everything and refers everybody to me. Because she loves it. So like those people are valuable, but if they don't know, like not everyone's going to just naturally be like, oh, well, you're going to get a commission off this. I should make sure that my friend goes and buys it from you and not Amazon. So one of the things that I have these typed up, I'll share them with you guys. One of the things that I like to do is post in the group and then also send a personal message. So for example, something that would post in the group would be, you know, like, and I tailored this to be as if I was posting this today. Since Lift 4, we're 2 weeks in. So you might say something like, I'm so proud of you guys for this past 2 weeks of work. I love that this program's 4 days, but goodness, those 3 days are needed. I think most, or if not all of us, would agree on that. I've opened enrollment for my next group, my end of summer boot camp, and we're starting next Monday. If you know anybody who might want to do this with us, please feel free to send them my way. I'm always looking for referrals for people who you think would benefit from our groups. And don't forget to ask me about our Share the Love referral for the month of August. So that would be something you would throw out publicly. And I always give something to them. The girl who referred many, many people to me when we were at Summit, she asked about how to get one of the tank tops that Autumn was like posting on social media. And I very happily bought that tank top for her because of all the referrals she gives to me. That's not normally what I do. I'll do like a $10, $15 gift card. I've done Love Your Melon headbands. I've done like a package of Energize, Recover, and a beach bar. You can do it whatever. I mean, Amazon gift cards are, I think, one of the best because you don't have to pay shipping. You can enter their email address in Amazon and it just goes directly to them. So that's one of the easiest ways to do it. But if you want to like boost your volume and order extra products and get them to sample other things we have, doing something like Energize or the beach bars is a perfect way to do that. But what I shared, or what I would share, because I wrote this up today, so I haven't actually posted, but I told them, don't forget to ask me about my Share the Love referral gift for the month of August. So I will probably do an Energize and beach bar package for the month of August. Again, I just like to give them products that they can also use. But then you want to take it that next step and reach out to them all individually. Because some people are going to see the post and like, okay, cool. And they don't want to post publicly in the group, or they're going to forget to message you because they saw it when they were, you know, cooking dinner or whatever it was. So then send them another message and say, you know, hey girl, I'm so proud of the progress you've made in these first 2 weeks. Do you have anyone that would like to be a part of our group? Not sure if you saw my post in the group, but I'm doing a Share the Love referral gift for August, and I would love to share this with you as well. If you have anyone in mind, let me know. So again, like, and a lot of times people, at least they'll acknowledge it. Like, it's not like the biggest piece of my business. Like, don't expect to go ask for referrals and have every single challenger be like, absolutely, here you go. But it opens their mind. And if at week 2 they're loving it, in week 3 or 4 they're really loving it and they get results, and you talk to them again about maybe they want to become a coach, or maybe they want to switch to a discount coach that I'm going to talk about in a minute, and they're not interested in that, you can bring it back up. Don't forget, I do have a referral program, and anytime you send someone my way, I'd love to send you a little thank you in return. Like, just talk about it with them, because you'd be like, I had someone message me tonight. She goes, oh, I messaged her just a follow-up, like, how are you liking Lift 4? You know, are you, because she's not super active in my group. And she's like, yeah, I've been loving it. You know, I had to take today off. I'm traveling. But actually, now that I have you, my girlfriend's looking to lose 20 pounds. Can you help her? Sure can help her. So if I didn't reach out to her and send her that personal message, I don't know that she would have reached out to me on her own. So those personal messages are super key. And I do those pretty much every Sunday or Monday. I reach out to all of my challengers to connect with them on a personal level, because they'll tell you so much more there than they will in their group. So just kind of pick a time that you're going to do that. But my follow-ups are always Sunday, Monday, just depending on what I have on my calendar and what else I'm doing. But that's the time where I reach out and send all of them a personal message and talk to them. And then another thing you can do, and I've done this through like my newsletter. So for instance, if I could create a graphic, I haven't done this, but would say, you know, my Share the Love promo for August. And in my newsletter that I would send out in August, that would talk about the beach bars that are going to be on sale or whatever it is, I could share in there that I have a promotion for you know, Share the Love. If any of you refer a friend, you get a $10 off gift card. And something I have done, and I don't have any more of them because honestly, I mailed them all out. Somebody shared once in a group, they had paper gift cards made. They were made the size of a 4x6 card. I know I have the electronic image, but I don't have any more hard copies. But it was a thank you card. And it says, you know, thank you for joining my group as a, you know, I don't know if it said token of my appreciation, but basically as a thank you, I wanted to send you this gift card. $10 off your next challenge pack, or $10 for if you refer a friend. So I sent these to all of my 2B people, and then I had a lot of them who cashed them in to buy a Lift 4 challenge pack. They were the same size as a thank you note, and I got them made. A girl posted about them. I think she ordered them through Shutterfly, but someone else did it, and I don't know if she's still making them or not. But you could make something similar on PicMonkey and print it out on your own, or print it at Walmart on a 4x6 card. But it just said, thank you for, you know, being my customer, and here's $10 off. So with Lift 4, and then you think of Shift Shop challenge packs, you think of Transform 20 challenge packs, anyone who's joining you that's not part of, and that's not signing up as a coach, can use those gift cards on their, and I sent it to my coaches and discount coaches because it gave them a card for them to then like give to someone else. Like, oh, well, I don't need this because I'm a coach, but here, my friend gave me this, or, you know, like to share them. I'll send the actual image. I don't have them with me. But it's a super easy thing you guys could duplicate on Canva or PicMonkey. But it fit right in a thank you note. So on those things, like some of the people who bought a 2B base kit, I didn't send them the bar like I sent my challenge pack people, but I still sent them a thank you note, and just in the same size card as a thank you note, I slipped in that little paper card that said, here's $10 off your next order. So it was something, you know, relatively inexpensive. It just took a stamp to mail it because it was just a piece of paper inside a card. But I had several people cash those back in. They're like, can I use that gift card you sent me on my Lift 4 challenge pack? So something else to think about. Moving on to, let me find my little note that I started. Moving on to upgrading your challengers to coaches. I guess I'll stop there. Does that referral stuff all make sense? If you guys aren't already asking for referrals, ask. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get. It's just like when you're inviting people. People have friends that are going to do it. People have another mom that's trying to lose the baby weight, their sister, and I'll often say friends or family. And like my very first coach actually became an Emerald coach when she signed up her 2 sisters. So I said, do you have any friends that would want to do this with you? Like before she ever coached, she signed up her 2 sisters because I asked her if she had friends. So just keep that in mind. How does it work if they just go along with the whole $10 off a Lift 4 kit? How does that work? Oh, so like when it was $10 off with the promotion, they actually got it like $20. So I told them, you'll get $10 off in your cart because that's Beachbody's promotion. But with the card I gave you, you can get another $10. It's just an Amazon gift card. I'll send it to your email after you purchase. And you can make it any amount. But the people who did the Lift 4 promo, like they essentially got $20 off of the pack. So it was like $160. So it was a really good deal. Anything else? Okay, now my favorite. I've talked about this one before, but upgrading your challengers to coaches. So if you don't already track this, one thing I recommend you do is go in your online office, look at your past orders in like the last 90 days, look and see who's on Shakeology HD and make a list. I just put it on my calendar and I'll make a list and order when everyone's Shakeology HD orders are going to ship. And then I'll go and look like what were my challenge packs for the month of July. And I'll note when everybody's Shakeology is going to ship in the month of August. And I have this really great little calendar that I got like Target Dollar Bin that just lists out the week. It's like a page of 7 days. So it's like I write on the calendar when I'm following up with which people. And it makes it so easy to make sure you catch them. And I personally signed up for the discount because saving that $15 was huge to me. So I make sure I let people know. I do it 7 days before their shipment. So your Shakeology ships every 30 days. If they're going to ship on the 30th, I'll write a reminder on the 23rd to send so-and-so a message. And I keep my messages all in my notes, so it's not a time-consuming thing. And I just reach out to them, and I'll say, you know, hey, how you doing? You're doing great with the group so far. Thank you for your participation. It goes a long way. I noticed you're loving your Shakeology. You're going to get your next order next week. And I wanted to see if you were interested in signing up as a preferred customer and take advantage of the discount. So that's step one. Most people, I don't go in and say 25% discount because of the $15.95 fee, 25% discount. It gets confusing. I ask them if they're interested in saving on their next Shakeology or Performance Line, whatever it is. And then I just go through and have the conversation. Most people are going to at least inquire as to how. So, you know, yes, sure, how do I do that? And I tell them, big picture, you're going to enroll the same way I do as a coach. You're going to get the same coach discount I get, but you don't have any coaching obligations. You don't have to sell anything or meet any quota. You're just getting the discount. You get 25% off everything. You know, I lay it out. There's a $15.95 monthly fee. So net, just on your Shakeology, you're going to save $15. If you add the bars, Energize, Recover, you get 25% off those too. The only thing I like to mention is once you're a coach, you can't buy additional challenge packs because of the fact that challenge packs are discounted and you get a 25% discount. Like, does that sound like something you would like to do? Most of the time they say, yeah, sounds great. How do I do that? And then I sign, and it depends. Like, I sign some people up straight as discount coaches, some people straight as customers. It just depends. But this is my approach for anyone who signs as a customer. Month 2, this is what I offer to them. And I tell them once my customers are rocking it and loving it just as much as you are, this is what I recommend they do. So we're going to do 2 things. We're going to cancel your current subscription. So like I will go in and cancel like whatever HD orders they have and then have them sign up and enroll as a coach. So I always tell them you can change your flavor, you can change, you know, you can get something different. But I have them enroll with at least Shakeology. That way they're active right away. And I always tell them, you know, you have the option to enroll with a challenge pack. If you want to try a 3-day refresh, you can. Or you can just enroll with your Shakeology. You'll have to pay the $40 sign-up fee, but we can get it reimbursed because you did buy a challenge pack before. Now, if this is someone who didn't buy a challenge pack before, I will tell them, you know, there is a $40 sign-up fee, and then maybe offer a completion pack to them or however it would work to offer them a challenge pack. And if it doesn't, you know, like let them know that there is the $40 fee. That's what I just said. So here's what you're going to do. And then I'll go through, and if they already have the account, I usually just give them the step-by-step, or I'll do a coach, like a share cart. If I did a share cart for them when they initially ordered, I usually just do a share cart for them for their, coach enrollment too. But I like them to like enroll it step by step because I like them to see, like it prompts you, like, do you want to, like, I feel like it gives you a little bit more, like they can shop around and like maybe they've tried the bar that I sent them or they tried the Energize that I sent them. And I don't want to go through and be like, do you want to add on anything? But if we can have that, like if I can send them the step by step, then they can kind of see the other options and stuff that they'll add on. And I'll always tell them that this is what they're going to get. Yes, Katie, it's the same script. But yeah, so, and then when someone says like, no, thank you, like not interested, I'm like, okay, no, you know, no problem. Just wanted to offer it to you. And sometimes I'll share with them, like, that was me. Like I needed to save the $15. So I always like to offer it up to my customers. If you change your mind in the future, just let me know. It's a super easy switch. And it is really easy. Signing up as a coach takes like 2 seconds. They don't have to get another Shakeology order. Like if you wanted to have them just enroll and pay the $40 fee, they can. If it's been 6 months since they ordered, obviously you'll get the additional SC points. But they're going to pay $40 fee to enroll without buying anything, or they're going to pay the $40 fee if all they're getting is Shakeology. So you still have to go through the process of getting them that $40 fee reimbursed anyways. So in my mind, I'm just going to try to get them the Shakeology, get them active, and then, I'll help them cancel. Either I'll help them or I'll tell them, you just call this number and cancel it. And a lot of times like, okay, that's easy enough. Like it's super easy. And if you used to be able to chat like and cancel things for people, and that just doesn't work anymore. So you have to call. Like to cancel it, you do have to call. So I tell them, you'll have to call in. Here's the number. This is how you do it. And it's super easy. Does anyone have questions on the discount coach aspect? Is anyone doing that? Not doing it? Honestly, the biggest piece of it is tracking. Because like if you have someone who's rocking the group and loving bars and Energize, but they're going to cancel because when they buy Energize bars and Shakeology, it's too expensive. But they could have saved like $40 on all of those things if they were a coach, then that's like a huge difference to people. So I think tracking it, like, and however you want to track it, you can put reminders in your calendar. I literally just each month print out a summary of where my SC points came from the month before, and note when all of those ship, and then note like who hasn't transferred to a coach, who has an ongoing order, and I just note to follow back up with them. And I actually got a message tonight from a girl who said to me, how does the whole discount coach thing work? It's a girl who's been a customer of mine for like at least a year. She is, I've talked to her about the discount, I'd say at least 3 times, if not more. And then out of the blue, and I kind of stopped. I'm like, I've presented it. She has the option. Like, I'm not going to force someone that they can pay full price. That's fine. And she was like, how does this work? And I actually have a YouTube video that I did in a sneak peek that I saved about what the VIP discount membership is, which I can put in the comments here. It's like a 4 or 5 minute video. So when she said to me, how does it work? All I had to do was send her my YouTube link. I didn't have to be like, here's it. Because in my video, I talk about like, you're going to enter your social security number. That's because there's a business side of this. It doesn't do anything with it. Like I run through all that. So obviously you don't have to have a video, but if you want one, I'll share mine, what I have, to give you guys just an example of how I do it. But I like to offer it to everyone. And then, to keep your volume growing, just remember, I know Katie kind of taught me this one a long time ago. When you take somebody as a customer and you sign them up as a coach, make it your goal to replace that as a customer in the next month. So if you had somebody who was ordering Shakeology and the bars and Energize every month, and you were used to that $60 commission that you're getting from that order, and now you're getting volume, which will equate to cycles too, keep in mind, okay, well, my goal is now to replace that. Like, I'm going to go replace that 200 PV with a new customer, or however it takes. Like, keep that in mind too.
Cool. All right, it is 10 o'clock, so I am going to close this. But you guys, it's the end of the month, right? And Megan and Ronnie Joe and I have given you guys tons of tips. And then the other thing is a back pocket person. And I know that for me, that might have been a brother, that might have been my mom, but it was someone that I know was going to benefit from the products as well. And it was someone that I was going to be supporting. But a lot of times we just don't ask them because we feel like, I don't want them to think I'm trying to sell them something. You have to kind of brush your shoulders back and believe in the product, believe hard in what you offer people, even your family members. You guys, I know that we are at 2, at 4. I know that some of us have had a frustrating month. But at this point, this is when we say, all right, it's go time. I am not going down. I am not going down like that. And that's what we fight for. All right? All right, so.
Can I add one more thing to that? Sorry.
Yes.
On the just like phone a friend, if you're married or have a spouse, tell them what your goal is. Because like one month, my husband, I was like, I will not let this fall. I need a person. He was like, Joe would buy. Joe will order something. Let me ask Joe. Like, Joe could use it. So, like, keep in mind, too, like, those people can, like, your husband, spouse, parent, mom, whatever it is, like, they can help you, too. Like, it doesn't have to all be on you. And if you're going to be, like, hustling from now until tomorrow at midnight to make sure you hit your success goal, let them know that. Like, hey, might be a little MIA tonight and tomorrow night. I'm going to be working really hard. Bear with me because Wednesday night we're going to have date night and we're going to watch a movie when the kids go to bed, or we're going to go do this. Like, keep that open, because if you're spending all night tonight on this call and then you're all have all these messages that you want to share with people, so you're going to start sending follow-ups and hey girls, and then your husband's like, where'd you go? And then they're annoyed. Like, it doesn't go well. So keep that communication open, and they may also be able to help you, like phone a friend or a mom, or like my husband's brother saved me on New Year's Eve my first year as a coach. So keep that in mind too. All right, sorry.
Same. No, good points. Good points. All right, guys. I think it's clear to say that we are totally rooting for you. You've got this. You can do this. I know that the KB is closing in on elite. We're really, really close. But I'm telling you, it's coming down to SC right now. It is really coming down to SC right now. So I'm in it. I'm in the trenches with you guys. I am still working towards my goal this month. So let's just nail it, okay? All right, guys, I love you so much. I hope you guys all have a great night. I'm rooting for you, and we've got this, okay? Bye, guys.